people that can bring in numbers just for being themselves. That is her. Look at you. That is her problem.
Get my groceries up. I won't keep y'all long. Let me turn this water off real quick. Something just dawned on me. It just dawned on me. Okay, so I'm gonna say this very quickly. I cannot stand to be on live. It gives me anxiety. So like, I don't know, maybe like 5 weeks ago. About 5 weeks ago, I made a decision to take legal action against my stalker. Okay, and my stalker seemed to have been working with these other two people. Anyway, when we were collecting evidence, one of those people, we had come across her telling that same lie. But here's the lie. Listen to me. Doesn't say anything about that the doctor tipped or whatnot. What it said, God, I wish I could show her a screenshot. It said, I spoke to one of her accountants, and one of her accountants found that a doctor was prescribing her or something like that. And I'm thinking, what the hell? I've only had one accountant. I still have her today. Okay. Still have her today, Miss Wendy. So I was like, where's that coming? Like, did they just they had to make it up is what I was thinking. But then I'm putting two and two together here, and I'm thinking, maybe that's where it come from. Because that sounds just like what you just said that other person said. Like, listen, people tell on me all day long, and I really just roll my eyes. I'm like, people can't be this crazy, right? Mm-hmm. But that one right there, when you mentioned it a second ago, it stung me because I was like, where have I heard this before? I've seen this or heard this before. And it came from one of those women that is working with my actual stalker.
Yes.
And it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if either that person got it from that one or that one got it from that. I mean, there's no telling with people like that, right? There's just no telling. But it's so odd that they would kind of like make something up like that. Again, I had the same accountant. You know, I was in the furniture world for over 15 years. I had one W-2 every year. The same person that did the accounting for the small business did my taxes on the side or whatnot. And I didn't get a new accountant until I became a creator. And, you know, your taxes are different. You're on 1099s and everything. So I got an accountant, Miss Wendy, and I've had her this entire time. Now, when my nonprofit became open and available and legal and ready to go with the IRS, which we're so very proud of, because we're so new to that and you can mess up anything. We went and seeked out somebody that had like 30 years experience with 501(c)(3) nonprofits, and we hired her to be our accountant for the foundation. So I have my brand accountant, my personal business, and then I have my accountant for the nonprofit because you don't want to mess that up. That's a lot to handle. So that just gives me peace of mind knowing somebody else to deal with it. But when I read that and then I just heard Villain talk, I was like, I've heard that before. And it was just recently when we opened up this big file of evidence against my stalker. And it just got me thinking, like, which one said it? Was it like that person? Which, hell, I was mutual with that person for quite some time. I thought she was nice and cool and, you know, even thought she was beautiful. Hell, I still think she's a pretty lady. But it dawned on me that I hadn't seen her in like over a year. So I don't know, maybe she unfriended me or blocked me or something like that. So I don't know. It was just a little weird. And I thank you for even mentioning, I think it was Janelle that brought it up, if I'm not mistaken.
No, so it's me. OG Rescue Gal. Well, no, I did send you a message, but for some reason it's not letting you open it or something, or I can't send you anything.
Yes, my messages are off they're just on friends only because I'm a bit overwhelmed. I'm getting ready to go to trial for my baby child's case, and I can't take on anymore right now. We had a meeting on Monday to prepare ourselves for the trial. They've just been off, so if I don't follow you back, it just won't come through. I'm so sorry, but I do thank you for trying to send that to me.
The person that she told it to also said if you wanted to speak to her, I know you're mutuals with Ryan, right?
Yes.
So I could have Ryan get you that information.
I don't need it because that person's not even involved in this. Because when I say I've taken legal action, I plan to make an example out of what you cannot do to regular smegular people who just happen to be creators,
Right.
whatever social media there is. Okay,
I agree.
You can't cyber stalk them. You cannot harass them. You cannot get on the internet and just tell these hellacious lies about people. And then people believe it. And guess what they do? They run and then they go attack that person because that's what they're doing. They're telling lies to garner hate to the like it's sick and it's twisted and it's gross and would never be me. Okay. But I hope that I can change something and make it where creators who are people can be protected. You don't treat people like this, and you don't reach out to their brands to try to get them fired for something that they did not do, nor would they do and would never do. You don't insert yourself into people's lives. You don't do that to people. That is harmful. That is harmful. Do people not understand that I have lost a child? And although I get on this app every single day and I give them my love because I love you and I appreciate you and I don't want you to be alone, you need to understand that I'm not okay over here. I'm probably never going to be all right over here. I lost my baby. But you've got those people that just don't care. And their entire goal is to take you literally down. They don't care how they do it.
It's
and
irrational too. It's like this irrational hate that doesn't even make sense.
It really doesn't. And I've been dealing with that for several months, and especially the last 3 days, just because I posted videos of my opinion on someone who was blatantly lying. I mean, make it make sense.
And listen, I can understand it. And hear me out, because I've said this a million times. I could understand it if I was this problematic person, or I got on there and I used my platform and I told lies, or I attacked people, or I have never got on my account and attacked anybody for anything. Have I stuck up for people who are being, being actually, but damn right, and I do it again. I'm going to stick up for the underdog always. So I would understand if I was like one of those critics, like I was asking for it. Let's be nice and say that, asking for it. But how the hell do you cyber stalk somebody that just wants to sit with you, make sure you had lunch today, make sure that you're not alone? Like, I can't. I don't get it. But anyway, I just thank you for telling me that. Y'all don't need to send me anything. It's fine. Like, if it was the person that I'm taking legal action on, yeah, probably so. But I don't really care about anything else. People just lie on me all the time, which is just let them. But hopefully I can get something done this time and just be a true and real example for people who just want to be themselves and just want to laugh and love on people. And it's I don't know, it's very, very sad. I don't know
too. It's terrible.
Scary.
It is
scary. They have sent Billin, they have sent police to my home. They have sent the railroad police to my home. The gang warden. I mean, I'm so sorry that you have to deal with it, because I'm just now meeting you. I don't know your history or anything like that, but I know that my friend Ryan in the box spoke very highly of you. So hello.
I don't know what happened to, like, I said this yesterday. My little sister's boyfriend's cousin was just killed on a quad on one of the main roads here. And the people are like ripping the family apart on Facebook. And I'm like, they're grieving. You can't even give them that space to, like, that's heartbreaking. Leave them alone for a bit.
Obviously, these people have they have miserable lives, but they need to understand, just because you take a platform away from somebody else doesn't mean that platform's going to be given to you.
Facts.
I always like to say, and I live very peacefully with this. And I understand that not everybody has like the same beliefs as I do. And they know that I love and respect them for whatever their religious or spiritual or lack thereof beliefs are. But I firmly believe you cannot destroy what the good Lord has in store for somebody. So you can try to take something away, but if it is their purpose, it's not going to work. You're wasting your energy, while even an evil footprint for karma to always come back to find you. So I know I sleep good at nighttime, and I appreciate that. But I'm gonna jump off y'all's line. I'm getting my groceries out the damn car.
Well, I appreciate you for clearing it up.
Thank y'all for telling me. But like I said, I don't think that the person who said that was directly related to somebody that's been stalking you like that. So I could care less, but I'm pretty sure that stalker was like, oh, I heard this person say it. Maybe, who knows? You can't pinpoint whenever somebody says it, but it's like, why me? Why choose me to tell that lie on? Like, if I ever, and hear me when I say, if I ever had any type of subject
in this live right now that love your heart. So
I
just keep
cannot
doing
tell you how much I appreciate that, because I'm so thinned out, especially getting ready to go into trial when my baby child. It's like, I wish I could tell everything, but there's so much that we can't, for one, because of this group of stalkers, and number two, just for the case alone. But when it's all said and done, I want to talk about it, because that was my child. And there was a creator the other day that was speaking so ill about my baby child and the manner of he died. And let me make this very clear. I'm not a smoker, okay? It's just not for me. It never was for me. But if you think that something like grass is grounds to take somebody's life, you might need to reevaluate how you see things. He was one day shy of his 19th birthday. I don't give a damn what you think. That right there is not grounds to take somebody's life. Because not only did my family get ruined, his family got ruined. That mother didn't raise her son to do that. I heard his mother wailing in the courtroom because of what her son was accused of. And I'm over here having empathy for her. This is two families. Two families messed up. And although I got the worst of it, I'm not going to disregard their feelings as well. They didn't raise him like that. But if you think that is grounds for you to be like, oh, he was a terrible person, I don't give a damn about grass. I'm sorry. Again, I'm not a smoker myself, but I don't judge you for you. If you were, I could care less. Okay, I could care less. When I say I don't judge nobody for nothing, I don't judge nobody for nothing unless you are abusing children and animals, and then I can't stand you and you need to go to prison under the jail. Okay, but it's just how I see things. And to hear people speak of him as if he deserved that because he went there to sell a bag of grass, it's like, get out of my face. Get out of my face. I'm sorry. Like, you're just
that's not
horrible human being. Because you know what we found out the other day? There was someone else coming to meet that young man. So had it been 11 minutes later, someone else would have lost their life. Someone else would have lost their life. Like, there's like I'm saying, there's so much that people just don't know. And to hear that other creator who also lost her child get on there and to say that about, I gotta get off here, y'all. I gotta get, because it took everything in me. When I tell you, it took everything in me not to come unglued on somebody else for that right there. But I thought, you know what? I've seen it before. I've seen those same stalkers say that. I've seen bad people say that. I have remained silent. I've remained with grace and love, and I'm gonna continue doing that. But that hurt me, coming from another person who lost their child. That hurt me. So
I sat at the Thanksgiving table and said, God made the herb and I'm going to smoke it. That was my theory.
I agree. Some people are just evil, y'all.
Much love to you, Opie.
I'll say it again. It's not for me. I tried it one time when I was 17. I went into Walmart and I got completely paranoid. I was like, I'm never doing this again. All those big bright lights in Walmart. But again, I don't have a problem with people who do, and I'm never going to. And again, it's not grounds to take somebody's life.
Absolutely not. Self-defense to me is the only way that you should ever be okay doing that. Self-defense. That's it. There is no other excuse for it. Doesn't matter.
And it wouldn't, listen, even if that was the case, right? It blows my mind how, like, especially a mother that has lost a child, right? People do some crazy shit for fucking attention, dude. And like, you knowing what that feels like, how could you?
That was the thing though, Villain. It was like, okay, this person also has lost a child. I never lashed out at people like that. I didn't go through that stage of grief where other people had to suffer from it. Okay. Did I have my anger? Oh God, yes.
Of course.
Yes, I did. But I didn't take that out on anybody that was in front of me. My family, my husband, my kid, nobody, okay? So I thought of that and I thought, okay, even though I did not experience this myself, that's somebody else who might be. So I sat there and justified her behavior by her losing her baby. And I took it and I let her say those things and I moved on about my day and I've continued to move on. But it's still like I woke up this morning, got ready to do my makeup and it just, the visual of the comment that I seen her leave just pops in my mind out of nowhere. And it's like, you can't make that stop. You can't get rid of that. And everybody's grief is different. Everybody grieves differently. Everybody loses a loved one differently. But that emptiness and that excruciating pain and that heartbreak, all of that is the same, man. It is the same. It's identical. It's identical. Whether you lose a child, your husband, your grandmother, your mother, it's all right here. And it affects you for the rest of your life. That was a hard week for me. I actually zoned into my grief therapist twice that week. I usually do it once a week. And I've been in grief therapy very soon after losing my baby child. But I went in there twice. Because I have to do what's right for my mental health and what's right for me. And I knew that I needed that. I needed that extra boost of a sit down and we're going to get you through this. And, but again, I didn't get on the internet and I didn't attack somebody else that was dealing with the same damn thing. And I'll never do that. I will never, ever, ever get on my platform and attack a soul for absolutely no reason at all. Period.
I'm sorry, y'all. I see y'all in the comments talking about child loss and I'm very sorry. It's unimaginable pain to me. I don't.
Horrible. It's horrible. It's why I don't fight me personally, and I don't mean this in no negative way whatsoever, because there are some amazing people on social media, but I try not to follow as many grief content creators as possible. Not because I don't love them, not because I'm not with them. Absolutely, I am. I'll like them and comment and everything to give my support. I usually slide in the messages to speak privately, and I'm always welcome with open arms. But I try to keep that off of my FYP so that I can control whenever I see it. Because there's a song that we used at my baby child service that is so freaking popular on TikTok to be used with those really remembering videos of a loved one. So if I can control it not showing up as much, I'm going to do that. Yeah. So when I say I do anything I can to prevent myself from going further down than what I am in my grief, I do, because it's my responsibility. My grief is my responsibility. It's nobody else's but mine. But I am not the only mother that's lost a child. I am not the only daughter that's lost a child. I am not the only none. And every single one of us are in this together. Every single one of us. Because I feel them. I feel them and I love them. And I went almost this whole life without getting emotional. Just know that I pray for them more than I pray for myself. I have a good support system and this amazing family and husband and children and everything, but there are moms that don't. So I pray for them more than I pray for myself, Well,
I'm sure that we all pray for you,
We do, and I hope you've eaten today, Ophelia. You always want to know if everybody else has eaten today. I hope you've eaten today.
I ate some king cake, and that was so good. I didn't eat my lunch. I was eyeballing this king cake all day.
Hold on one second.
I was like, let me.
Momma Tot, hold on 1 second. Whoever is making comments about her losing custody, that's not acceptable here. Find your way out. You've been
That is
muted.
another thing. I have talked about this I've talked about this on probably every single podcast except for maybe Laura's podcast, maybe because she didn't ask. Never lost to my children. I never, not one time. You guys got to get it together. I know that story sounds good because it sounds more appealing to nosy people or just dramatics, whatnot. But I didn't, honey. My children are grown. Ask them yourself. But anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. I love y'all. I'm going to be in the chat listening to y'all so I can put these groceries up.
Have a good day.
Love you, LP.
You have to kick me out, villain. I don't know how to do this.
I got you, but you better get a hold of me, ma'am.
I'm going to, I promise.
All right.
And there she goes.
I just want to address this quickly. She did not come up to discuss the spot situation. As Dylan's friend and mod, and saying I'm the one that said that, and as Ophelia's friend, I said that she didn't come up for that. We don't know anything else that you guys don't know. That's why it was not a topic.
Right. I think that.
I'm sorry.
I've made where I stand on that pretty clear, but that wasn't a time to, that makes me sad. I'd hate
I can feel her emotions when she's I can feel it. And let me tell y'all gonna have to leave this woman alone, because when y'all have no idea the motivation and the drive that woman gave me to grow my platform, and the support that she has been for me, somebody that she doesn't even know from Adam. Y'all are gonna have to leave.
I believe that, Lissa. I do believe that. I'm sorry, Raggedy, but I do believe that. Just so everybody understands, I believe exactly what you just said.
Yeah. She would never partake in things like that. Like y'all think it's all an act, but it's not.
I don't understand people. Like there was somebody that I had an issue with, and her mom wound up passing like a month before my mom, and when her mom died, I couldn't, everything was done. I went and had a conversation with her, and we put everything, I couldn't continue to address her while she was falling apart. So, I don't understand the people that are on social media that do shit like that. And I used my sister's cousin, boyfriend's cousin as an example. The family is reading those comments and people are like, oh, a speed bump. What?
Are you
A
kidding?
17-year-old kid lost his life. People don't have that thing anymore. Well, when I was a kid, you couldn't run your mouth like that because somebody was at your door. They don't have that anymore.
And that's the thing. I'll be the first one to admit, I will absolutely tear you apart and make you crawl back under that rock that you came out from under, but you started it.
Right.
I do not understand the people that instigate this shit, go poking at everybody, and I'll say it again and I'll scream it if I have to, because apparently y'all are stupid. Just because you are trying to take down what somebody else has does not mean that's going to be handed to you. If you go ahead and try and get somebody fired because you think you're going to get that position, you may get it. You're not, if you didn't earn it, you're not going to stay there very long. You want to go after a creator and take their platform, that's fine. But you got 5 people in your life. It's not working for you, honey.
And not just that, but even the way I move, right? There are things that will never become the topics of my conversation. Thank you, Chrissy. Right? Even if there is some